I have an essay to present to you all today. This is not a video essay, but I have written this in essay format so that everybody can see, so that everybody is on the same page with what I'm talking about, so that it's not chaotic and we can properly speak about the subject. Is Vogue still relevant? Does Vogue still matter? What has Vogue become? What is it becoming? And what does that mean for the entire fashion world? So the question, is Vogue still relevant, came to me when I was scrolling Instagram the other day. I'm unfortunately not a TikTok girly. I've tried. I'm stuck in my ways of Instagram. So I saw a video the other day that was like, Vogue is ruined, and it showed a video of Anna Wintour and Lauren Sanchez, the new wife of Jeff Bezos, walking out of a car together. And they're like, Vogue is cooked. Vogue has been bought out. Vogue is over. The fashion days of Vogue are over, and it's going to be bought out by these capitalists. Is that true? And I was like, is that true? Is that what that means? What does all of this mean? And I mean, seeing Lauren Sanchez on the cover of Vogue really made me wonder, can we buy a Vogue cover? Can a Vogue cover be bought? Anything can be bought. But if a Vogue cover can be bought, what does that mean? I have 6 points. But I'm going to get through them fairly quickly. Lauren Sanchez interest in Vogue.
So who the fuck is Lauren Sanchez?
Who is this person? I had never heard of Lauren Sanchez before. She won an international model world magazine cover competition. So she's not new to modeling. She was on Fox Sports Net, where she earned an Emmy nomination and even hosted a dancing competition, So You Think You Can Dance.
I've seen like references to this. I'm a little bit too young to know like what that meant.
She was also on The View, and she has a pilot's license, and she's very involved in like women's business and being a pilot. So nothing major, but also the entertainment industry is not new to her. It's something that she actually has a career in. She hosted a TV show. She was familiar within the entertainment world, within the entertainment industry. So it turns out, like, after doing some research, not to get too like scandalous, but she and Jeff Bezos had an affair, and now they're together and they're a thing.
Which I didn't know that.
I didn't know that when I saw her on the cover of Vogue, that this wedding is the result of an affair. So that just like, yeah, do with that what you will. She obviously climbs the social ladder. Who doesn't at this point? But what does he have to do with Vogue? Bezos acquired the Washington Post from the Graham family in 2013. He bought the Washington Post. Is Condé Nast any different? Vogue loses credibility when influence can be bought and it doesn't have to be earned. If Bezos can buy the Washington Post, can he buy Vogue? I don't even read the Washington Post, so let's put that out there. Somebody else that I want to take into consideration on this matter is Anna Wintour. I went and did some research on Anna Wintour. I've done research on Anna Wintour. Okay, Anna Wintour is somebody that, if you like her or not, doesn't really matter. She's the face of the industry. And if she's the face of the industry, we have something to learn. Everybody needs to shut up and sit down because we have something to learn. Anna comes from a family of British journalism. Her dad was an editor-in-chief at the London Evening, and he was the descendant of the UK Prime Minister. That's a big deal. That's like a UK president in some ways. Her close family is writers. They are writers. Anna's a writer. Anna was a fashion journalist. She's the editor at a magazine. Of course she is. I mean, that makes sense. And Anna definitely used every resource to her advantage when acquiring this position. This is how society works, okay? I'm not shaming anybody here. This woman is not a designer. Anna Wintour is not a designer. She has never pretended to be. Anna Wintour is a fashion journalist, and she is a writer. She's not a fashion designer. She's a writer. She has an eye. We move on. Something else that comes to mind when comparing the Lauren Sanchez and Anna Wintour collab was Kylie Jenner on a campaign for Miu Miu. I was like, I saw that, and I'm a little bit judgmental because I was like I like Prada, I like Miu Miu. When I think of Miu Miu and I think of Prada, I'm gonna be blunt here. When I think of Miu Miu and I think of Prada, I think of intelligence. I think of sophistication. I think of Muchiha Prada. When I think of Kylie Jenner, I think of scandal. I think of the lip job. I think of the boob job, which she lied about. I think about her talking about ghosts in her house on the Kardashians reality TV show and thinking, it's always something. It's always something to get your attention. And perhaps this is the marketing world. Perhaps Prada and Miu Miu operate under this same concept. But that's not the vibe, that's not the brand that I see when I think of Prada and Miu Miu. I don't think of scandal. I don't think of lip filler. Unfortunately, that is what I think of when I think of Kylie Jenner. The two are not compatible in my mind. The two are not compatible to me. Is Kylie rich enough that she can buy the cover of Miu Miu? Or did Kylie already have influence? Because regardless of the fact that when I think of Kylie Jenner, I think of a lip job and a boob job, Kylie Jenner got famous for that. She got known for that. She got known for her 2016 Tumblr makeup look. That's what made her famous. That's what made her cosmetics famous. Everybody wanted lips like Kylie Jenner. And like they say, any publicity is good publicity. Is it true that any publicity is good publicity? Kris Jenner seems to think so. Kris Jenner also climbed her way up the social ladder. And perhaps one of those tools that she used to do that was an affair. Um, One could say she married up. Did all of these women marry up? I don't know. Is that what you did in the 90s? I don't know. I wasn't a woman in the 90s. I'm still like, I'm trying to unlearn the patriarchy right now. And I don't think it's really my job to tell the woman of my past how to survive the patriarchy because I know today and I know now and I know that that is not how I plan to elevate my lifestyle. Perhaps their situations were desperate. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to dig into that too much. To tie everything in, well, I'm not tying everything in. I have one more point that I want to make before I tie everything in. Some say that the Met Gala and Vogue and Anna kind of lost their credibility whenever the Kardashians started coming to the Met Gala. And I was like, is that true? Why? Yes, when you think of the Kardashians, you think of the scandal, Kim's famous video. But does that mean that they shouldn't be invited to this Met Gala? At what point do we evolve? At what point do we say that's in the past? For some reason, she's still relevant, and maybe that's not the only reason. So I did some research. Kim first went to the Met Gala with Kanye in 2013. Old Kanye was a fashion legend. Old Kanye was a visionary. He was an artist, okay? Old Kanye was the face of Balenciaga and was very close with Demna. Kanye was the trendsetter. Kanye was an artist and a visionary. And I just don't think of an artist and a visionary when I think of Kim. I don't really associate that with Kylie Jenner. I don't. Is Anna Wintour an artist and a visionary? I don't even know. I don't really associate, like, I don't even know if that's a bad thing. Let's think of Kylie as a muse. Let's think of Kanye as the artist. Anna's not really a muse or an artist, but she has an eye and she knows who the muses are and who the artists are. And that itself is a skill. There's a difference. Not everybody here is an artist. Not everybody here is a creative visionary. Not everybody here has depth. Okay? Making somebody famous does not make them an artist. It doesn't make them a visionary. It doesn't make them somebody who's going to impact our lives, whose art is going to change our work.
Like some of Kanye's songs, like fuck.
Some of Kanye's songs I still listen to today, and I'm in the car, like, typing myself up. Old Kanye was something that, like, it's tragic. It's really tragic, the direction that he's gone in today. But that was an era that I think had a really big effect on culture and had an effect on me. So, what separates the artists from the influencers? The muses, the models, the Met Gala attendees. Why do we feel like certain people deserve the fame? They deserve the credit. They deserve their platform. And why do we feel like others don't? What separates your shallow influencer from your visionary artist? And I have summarized all of this into one word. And this word is this is everything. This is Anna, this is Chris, this is Lauren Sanchez. What is this wall that separates us from the people that we feel deserve to be on the cover of Vogue, that deserve to have our creative attention, and the people who are wasting our time and are buying it with their capitalist interests? And the word that I've come up with is craftsmanship. This was what the original luxury houses were known for, anyways: quality, depth, time, hours and hours and hours of perfecting your craft.
If you're not putting hours into perfecting your craft, you're not an artist.
I'm sorry to everyone who wants to identify as an artist. If you want to identify as an artist, you have to put in the time, because we can tell when you didn't put in the time. When you didn't put in the blood, sweat, and tears, you can tell when somebody didn't put their heart into it. When they didn't put their soul into it and they just showed up and they did the biggest, flashiest thing that they felt like was going to get them the most publicity, that person is not an artist. So, combining everything that I've just said, wrapping all of this crazy storm up, what the fuck is this girl talking about? Me.
Hi, I'm that girl. I promise this will all make sense.
So, by craftsmanship rules, we've established what craftsmanship is, what quality is, what visionary, what artwork is. By artist craft rules, is Vogue still relevant? No, it's not. I'm not saying that Vogue has fallen into the hands of solely of the Kardashians and Lauren Sanchez. I'm saying that Vogue has become a curation. Perhaps Anna Wintour can be held responsible for this, but not solely, I don't think. There is a team here. There is a committee. There's always a committee. Vogue is now a curation, it's a collection. Vogue is for anybody who has publicity, anybody to draw attention. Who is the hot topic today? Who is changing the fashion world today? Vogue is the observer. Vogue sits back and says, who is changing the fashion world today? Vogue has become, perhaps has always been, the observationalists. They go where the fashion crowd follows. And if Vogue has become inclusive of the likes of Lauren Sanchez and the Kardashians, where there's inclusivity, there's a lack of selection. And where there is a lack of selectiveness, if we are not selective, we are not perfectionists. And if we are not perfectionists, We are not artists. We are not perfectionists. We are not visionaries. We are not dedicated. And we have no craft. We have no quality. We let anyone in the door that we feel has enough influence, and it doesn't matter how they got that influence, and it doesn't matter if they worked for it, it doesn't matter if they're a designer, it doesn't matter if they're a model, it doesn't matter if they're a muse. To be fair, Vogue has always put muses on covers. Perhaps designers? Not really. They've always put muses. Naomi Campbell, Kate Moss. Perhaps our modern day Naomi Campbell and Kate Moss are Kylie Jenner and Bella Hadid. Why are these people the muses? I don't know. Why is our culture obsessed with them? Maybe we need to look at ourselves and say, why are we so interested? Why are we so quick to pick up that magazine? Because maybe Vogue just does what sells. And they're saying,
everyone loves to click on the link to hear about Kylie Jenner's new breakup. Everybody loves to click on the link to hear about Ariana Grande's new affair. Let's pick somebody with a little bit of scandal because that's what people are into these days.
and question for you, how often do you click on a link? Click on a post, click on a reel, click on a YouTube video, pick up a magazine? Well, yeah, it's true. That's a little bit more like early 2000s, 90s. But let's go back to the original references I was making. How often do you click on a post, click on a link, click on a thread, click on that Twitter post, somebody criticizing Kylie Jenner, somebody criticizing, usually a woman, and maybe we just eat that shit up. Like maybe we want the tea. Maybe that's why the Kardashians are famous. Because we want the tea. Maybe that's why Lauren Sanchez is famous. Because God forbid a woman marry a billionaire and get married in Venice? Who does she think she is? What kind of fake Botox must she have? She isn't even beautiful. And at the end of the day, nobody asked. Nobody asked if you thought Lauren Sanchez was pretty, but you feel entitled to give your opinion on the internet. And maybe we live in a modern day where it's scandal. It's scandal that gets the attention of the fashion world. Who doesn't love a little bit of scandal?
Circling back.
Vogue has been a critic. I think will always be. Do I think that they've lost their craft? I fear. I fear we are more focused on publicity. Maybe that's what drives the sales. Maybe publicity is what drives the sales. Maybe scandal is what drives the sales. I don't know. I don't work there. Give me your thoughts. That way I don't feel crazy. Because these are the things that I've observed from being on the internet all day. And then using some critical thinking skills. I mean, obviously I have some critical thinking skills. I wrote this. God forbid we have educated women. Okay, that's all that I have. Give me your thoughts. Give me your criticisms. And that's all I have for you. Okay, bye.